I'm the slasher movie reviewer, and this is my review of the one-of-a-kind horror film that is The Blair Witch Project. Now, The Blair Witch Project has an extremely simple premise. A bunch of hitchhikers get lost in the woods trying to film a documentary about an urban legend of the Blair Witch. And it's all filmed handheld camera. This is the movie that introduced us to handheld camera films and started a new wave of movies. We would not have The Last Exorcism, Cloverfield, Diary of the Dead, especially Paranormal Activity. We would not have these films if it wasn't for this film. This film was a worldwide sensation. It introduced a new style of marketing, the World Wide Web. And it has fantastic acting and stuff like that to truly immerse us, and everybody truly felt that this was a real film. And it's so fun because it's so funny that because I've always been in love with these sort of psychological thriller films. This film came out in 1999, and it came out and saw this indie film the same day this big, huge Hollywood budget The Haunting did, and everybody runs to go see this no-money horror film while The Haunting makes zero, and it's like a piece of crap. And it's got like Owen Wilson in it and stuff like that, huge star celebrities, and doesn't do nothing in it. But it's just garbage anyway, so moving on. But yes, this was a worldwide sensational film. People were calling it one of the scariest films of all time. Some people were calling it the scariest film of all time. This film is personally one of my favorite horror films of all time. I was truly in shock watching this film. Now, if you should know me by now, I am very into psychological thrillers. So I like a good slow burner. I like long character development. So when she's walking through the grocery store in the beginning, playing with marshmallows, like marshmallows with the camera and stuff like that, hilarious! Makes me laugh every time. I like that stuff. It enriches the characters. So like, most people, I want to see scares and stuff like that, but you're not gonna get that. And you're not gonna get that. But honestly, not until they get into the woods and things start building, especially at night. Now, let me tell you, this film is extremely scary. I mean, I have seen this film multiple times. I watch it all the time, but every time that I choose, hey, I feel like watching the Blair Witch Project, I always hesitate popping in the movie because it gets to me every time. It's one of those rare Hollywood movies that it scares you on multiple viewings. You pop in The Exorcist any day you want it, and it's still gonna be scary. It's still gonna be enjoyable. There's not another exorcism movie out there where you're like, oh, exorcism discovered that. That's the beauty of the Blair Witch Project. You're gonna see a handheld camera movie, immediately think Blair Witch. This film started it all, and I love this film to death. I think it freaks me out. It freaks me out. I mean, technically nothing goes on. And this is the film that stated, sometimes what's scary is the things you don't see, and that is truly scary. I mean, they're running through the woods, and they're just hollering, screaming, oh my god, 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 what is that, what is that, what is that? And you have no idea what they're screaming at, and it's completely terrifying, completely on edge. I never thought I would be more terrified at rocks. Oh my god, rocks are freaking scary, especially when you see them in front of your tent. I mean, I love it. This film feels extremely realistic. Honestly, if the actors didn't come out saying that this was phony and fake, honestly, I would still believe this is real crap. I would still believe it's real, because this feels extremely real. No handheld camera movie that came out, I think, after this has been as realistic as this. And this has 15 minutes towards the end that is relentless terror. There's nothing like it. I mean, it's completely one of its own. There's no other horror films like it out there. I mean, there's this, they're running through the woods and stuff like that, and the last image of this film, the last second of this film is embedded in my skull and will never go away. And it's a good thing, but then again, it's a bad thing. And I always have nightmares. I've had nightmares on the 8th time watching this film for some reason. I mean, it gets to me. It gets to me every time. And every time I watch it, that's all I think about for the rest of the night is this film. And how remarkable it is. How fantastic it is. This is easily one of the greatest horror films of all times. And I love this film so much. I mean, the actors do a great job at truly making a terrific and scary freaking film. I mean, this film gets me, and it honestly truly says what's scary is the things we don't freaking see, and that is the case with this film. I love it to death. You know, I highly recommend checking it out. And if you're a wannabe filmmaker or wannabe businessman, you need to study this film. You have to study it, because this is a great marketing film, trying to get things promoted and stuff like that. If you don't do it, if you don't learn from this film, then you're not gonna, honestly, I don't think you're gonna succeed. I don't think you're gonna succeed, or it's gonna take you a lot longer, because this film brought the World Wide Web to an even greater level. I mean, this film is fantastic. So, obviously, I have nothing wrong to say about this film. I'm considering it a cult classic, greatest horror film, one of the greatest horror films of all time, blah, 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 blah. So, of course, I'm going to give it 5 out of 5 stars. I'm the Slasher Movie Reviewer, and I'm constantly getting freaked out by this little indie film that is the Blair Witch Project, and you've just been slashed.